Welcome to the RE/MAX Synergy training video series. Today we're going to be talking about searching for properties in the MLS. So let's dive over there and take a look. By now you should know how to access and log into the MLS. Now we're going to complete a simple search. Actually, we'll do some detailed searches. First thing we're going to look at is the search function at the top. It gives us a lot of different options for what we can search for. Single family, residential rental, multifamily, farm, lots and land, commercial, and cross property, which is all of them. We may be wanting to do searches where we want to look across all of those at the same time. You hit cross property, and that makes it real easy. For the sake of today's search, we're going to just hit single family. We're going to look at a single family property. Over here on the left column, you'll be able to pick what kind of single family home that we're going to be looking for. Is this a coming soon property? Is it active, temporarily not available for showing, pending, closed? Lots of options. For the sake of today, we're going to search at sold or closed properties. We click on that and you'll notice that next to it, the box has 0 to 180 highlighted. What that's saying is from day 0 back 180 days, we're going to be searching for these properties. So it's a 6-month search essentially. We could also click on the calendar and we could pick our window of time of when we want to search as well. And you can see we can do that same calendar type search for all of these categories. We can search for some special things. We can search for just a standard sale. We can look at auction or foreclosed properties. Owner is an agent, potential short sales, lots of options for searching there. I'd like to jump over to the other side. We're going to take a look at price, for example, here at the top. For the sake of today's search, we want to look for properties that are $300,000 to $350,000. That's in 1,000s, as it says here, price in the 1,000s. So that means we're going to go 300-350, and that is our search for 300,000 to 350. If you wanted to go 300 or less, you would do 300 minus, and you'd find everything 300 and lower. Obviously, then that means if we go 300 plus, we'd be looking at 300,000 and more. So that's an easy search there. Down here, we have a few categories: bedrooms, baths, garage, fireplaces. We can do the same thing with those. We want to search for 4 or less bedrooms, 4 minus. We could search 2 to 4 bedrooms, or simply 2 or more bedrooms. We could search that as well. So that all applies in all these categories the same. Some other features in the search function, of course, we can search here for house, street name, different things like that. We can pick the style of house. For today's searching purposes, we're going to look at single family. We highlight single family. We can actually break it down a little further. Let's say I want a single family home, but they're only interested, if we look over here in the left column, in 1 stories, 2 stories, maybe modified 2 stories. So you can get real specific and drill down on what kind of house. But you can see here, we can also search townhouses, condos, and twins as well. So lots of options for searching there. In this initial search, there isn't a box for everything that you can put in the MLS, but there is a way to add them. So if we wanted to add an additional field to search that we don't see here in any of our drop-down menus, we'll come down to the bottom and hit additional fields. I have already added some here for how I like to search for things. I'm always searching for agents and what they've sold and where they're at sales-wise. So I have agent, MLS ID, listing agent ID, close dates. I have some information that's valuable to me. If you want to add an additional field, you just simply hit add. You would scroll through the list, and this is anything you could basically put in the MLS. You would grab one off of here, add it, throws it over into the other category, and once we go back into our search, we'll scroll down to the bottom, and we'll now see fireplace, yes or no, has just been added. So if you do a search that's common and it's not here in the top half of our search, you'll probably want to add it down there. Another major part of our search function is looking at the map feature. So let's quick take a look at map search. We click on map search, obviously a map pops up. Obviously we can grab and drag and look at the areas that we're interested in looking at. We can scroll in and out with our mouse and take a peek. Once we hone in on, let's say, an area that might be of interest, we have lots of options. We can simply draw a radius. So you select in the middle of the area, hold your mouse back, drag out, and we select the area. Now, one thing I didn't show when I was dragging it out, it also tells you the radius, how far out you're going. In this case, we just went over 5 miles when I dragged my shape out. Now, if I like my shape, I keep it. I can certainly add another shape and combine those. If I don't like what I did here, I want to start over, highlight on the red dot, click delete shape, and we're back to square one. I can do the same thing with a rectangle. I can do the same thing with a polygon, which means I basically click, excuse me, let's try this one more time. I basically click in an area. Oh, got to drag this again. There we go, polygon tool. Sorry. Double clicking is a little tricky with this. We basically, every time we want to stop and change direction on our search, we just click again. Ending at point A, and that's how we get our polygon. So we're going to delete that shape. Another one that we could simply do, let's back out of here a little bit. I'm going to head back to Forest Lake. Let's do a freehand. So we just take and we start drawing around the area that we want to really highlight and do our search. So those are several options for searching. Probably one of the funnest options that really works out for a lot of clients when we're doing searches for them is the drive time. So let's say you have a client that's shopping for a home. They want to look 30 minutes from work. Their work happens to be in Forest Lake. For the sake of our search today, we're going to put the Forest Lake office in here. We're going to drive to work, arriving at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm willing to drive 20 minutes. Literally, it puts the time of day, so it figures out, even with traffic, how long that's going to take. I hit add. Now this search, highlighted here a little bit, tells me 20 minutes away. Here's all the properties that I'm going to find in that search zone. So that drive time is a really cool product. Once we're done, we've just switched over to map. We can certainly switch back over to criteria. We can either hit results down at the bottom of the page. Currently, in this search of closed properties back 6 months with 300 plus, we had 383 matches. So I could hit results here. You could also hit results up at the top. Click on that. Mine went to a single line display of the results of each property. In this display, all I need to do is click on the first MLS number listed, and I can see kind of a full printout on each one. If I want to keep looking through these, I'll just hit next. It'll take me to the next, to the next, to the next. So if I go back to results, oh, let's try this here, previous. So we had our initial single line display. This one here is 360 property view. If you click on display, you have lots of options for picking how you want to display your material. Maybe I want to do short snippets. I want a little information, more than single line, not as much as a full. I could click a property thumbnail, and now I have these little blurbs that pop up with just less information. But still, always have the ability to click on it and get all the information when you're doing your search. So don't forget to click on this. Look at all your options for searching, and then maybe are you looking for 10 or 25 or 50 to show up at a time. So that's a nice feature. That's all I have today for doing a basic property search. I would encourage you to play with the system, do searches for actives and solds, and just play around in the MLS with it. But that's all we have today. Thank you very much.